Hey everybody, welcome back to another video, and today I got a pretty depressing title, so this time around Shopify actually banned me, and not just banned, they actually blacklisted me. So this is something that probably don't happen to like every other dropshipper, this is a very unique situation and it's my first time experiencing it. So I want to share with you what actually happened, like how Shopify banned me, the things that I did wrong, because I'm not gonna be like the guy that be like, oh, you know what, I'm totally innocent. I woke up one day and Shopify decided to shut down my stores. Nah, I mean, I made some mistakes and I learned from them, and hopefully by actually you watching this video, you don't make the same mistakes that I did, and don't get yourself in this position, because it's a really shitty position. So let's just get into the video, right? So basically what happened for me, if you actually follow me for a while, right, I made a video like 1 year ago sharing how Shopify actually banned me. So 1 year ago already, I was already having issues with Shopify, but at the point of time, Shopify were only banning like 1 or 2 of my stores. And what will happen is when I have, when I set up like a store, and when I enter like a certain payment method using like my card, they will just instantly shut down the store because I think they blacklisted the card or something. So even when I was setting up my PayPal account to collect payments from my customers, when I enter this particular email address, they immediately just shut down the website, and this happened like so many freaking times. So I remember there was one store that I had like, over like 500k in sales. It was a great store, we were selling, I was making a lot of money from that. Then I decided to actually, I don't know what I was thinking, right? I disabled the PayPal account, and then I entered a different, PayPal email address to collect payments from my customers. And immediately the entire Shopify site got taken down, and I was like, holy shit, what has happened? That really shocked me. I tried to contact support, and unfortunately they did not actually help me out. So I kind of got like, messed up from that situation. I'll share a link like what for on a particular incident like 1 year ago on what happened, so you can also learn from that particular incident. But today's video, it's a bit different, because this time around Shopify decided that they not only banned me, but they blacklisted me. Meaning, at the point of time it was just with one store, but right now it's literally any store that I build with Shopify, they just shut me down, alright? So I want to share with you a little bit of like what actually is happening with my current situation. So right now, right, in the past, during this year, I was facing a lot of Shopify issues. They were just like shutting down my store. So I thought that, I can actually circumvent the situation, because, I'm like, been doing this for so long. I'm so used to like circumventing like different situations, and I thought I'll be able to get this over and done with. But unfortunately, like I've been battling this for like 3 months, or like 2 to 3 months or so, right? Because I have like a few stores that I wanted to test, and every single time I launch these stores, the funny thing is Shopify, they don't immediately ban me. So only after like 1 or 2 weeks of like getting sales, then they ban me. So it was really messed up, because every time I thought like, oh, you know what, this store is finally gonna work, I'm not getting any issues finally, then they would just like literally ban me. And then I also have like some older stores that I was running, like they would ban those older stores as well. Then I was like, damn, this is crazy. It was like going too far. So after getting like over 10 stores shut down, you can say I'm a little bit stupid, because I've been like, testing over and over. I mean, the same thing was happening over and over again, but I wasn't like, I wasn't like making any like course corrections. Then I decided like, what, I gotta do something about it. So that's when I spoke to a lot of friends, and they actually recommended me to like get a new MacBook, like, get like a new proxy server. I actually tried a lot of things, right? I tried like a new proxy server, like a new IP address, but none of that shit like actually worked. So the really interesting about Shopify is they actually have a very strong, they have a very strong, what do you call it, like a fraud prevention system, right? So if they kind of like got a mark on you, right, they blacklisted you, right, then you're basically, it's like really tough to kind of get around it. Because for me, right, I tried like basically everything. I got like a new payment method card, I used like a new Wi-Fi network, I even got like a new laptop, I used my friends like, card, I used my friends like billing address and everything. Eventually they still cracked down on me, and they managed to like shut down the stores, and that's when I kind of like had enough. So right now I'm moving on to like different platforms. So now that you know my story, I want to share with you like what I actually did wrong, because I'm not gonna act like I didn't actually do anything wrong. So the biggest mistakes that I made that actually led to me getting shut down by Shopify to the extent where they actually put me on this like crazy blacklist is because in my lifetime, I have around, right now I currently own around like 130 plus domains. So I probably created like 100 stores with Shopify, right? And I generated over like $5 million just in revenue. I think that's just with Shopify alone, right? So I tested a lot of stores with Shopify. I ran a lot of ads with them, and out of these 100 stores, I'm not a perfect dropshipper, and sometimes I let the greed get the better of me, right? There's some products that I know I shouldn't be selling, but because it's making me money in the moment, I kind of like get caught up with it, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna deal with the dispute, screw it, I'm still gonna sell the product. And many times because of the mentality, right, it led to my Shopify payments account getting shut down, and then they telling me that they don't want to work with me again. And then at the point of time they wouldn't ban my Shopify website. But I think because this happened like over and over again, like maybe like 5 or 6 times, I had like 5 to 6 products out of like maybe 20 products I'm selling on Shopify. They were like kind of like low quality, they were getting high chargeback rates, that they were like, okay, you know what, this guy is up to something here. And they perhaps assumed that maybe I wasn't like delivering a product to my customer. They thought that I was like, part of like some sort of like fraud network, so they decided to like blacklist me. Alright. So what you can actually learn from the experience is number one, okay, I learned this the hard way, and hopefully for you, don't actually make the same mistake that I did. So don't value short-term profits over your quality of your business, and this is what I mean, right? In the past, for me, when I was running my dropshipping business, I was very profit-driven. Right now, I'm still very profit-driven, but it's coming from a different place, right? So it would go to the extent where like, if a product was like doing really well, and I know that maybe that's a low quality product that might get me some issues with payment processors, I'll still continue selling out of like greed, out of like, everyone wants the instant gratification, everyone wants the money, right? But what is actually happens is over time you keep doing this over and over again, not just Shopify, right? Even like the payment processing network, they will notice you. And this is a separate situation, but for me, I also got blacklisted by a payment processor. Stripe, Shopify payments, and anything under the financial institution called Wells Fargo. Basically, it's like the backing of all these like big networks of payment processors. They kind of like blacklisted me as well, just because of like the issues that I explained to you guys earlier, that I was like selling too many products with like high chargebacks and stuff, right? So you don't want to do that. So initially you might think like, it's just like a few products, but over time it's gonna kind of like build a habit, and you're gonna have to face a lot of troubles, and it's really not worth it. And if you keep getting like disputes, first thing first, you're not gonna actually make a lot of profits from the product, just because every single dispute that you get, you're gonna have to like pay a dispute fee, right? And then secondly, you're gonna develop a very bad reputation with your payment processing network and your even like the platform they're using, right? Because both of them are kind of like responsible for whatever actions you take, right? So you're gonna develop a bad relationship with them, and eventually they're not gonna want to work with you. And if you get to the point where I am currently at right now, I'm gonna tell you it's not a nice place to be at, where I'm at currently right now. I figured like a few solutions around this, because there are always solutions, in a game. No matter how bad things seems to be, there are always ways around it, right? But you don't really want to get to this situation, because I like literally this issue with like Shopify and like getting my payment processor shut down by like Stripe and my Shopify payments, getting like a shit ton of money helped by them, like $30,000-$40,000. It's really stressful. That's for sure. And secondly, like, you really backtrack me so much, because I was battling with like the platform, right? I was just trying to build our stores. We wasn't able to like profit constantly, we wasn't able to like build our business, and because of that, I kind of like backtracked like 3 months, right? And these 3 months, I could probably like make so much more money. I could probably move forward so much. I could probably like find like 5 to 6 different like profitable websites and have them run consistently on Google Ads, and it can make me like 3 to 5k a month on each store in profit. I could have done all of that, but because of these issues I faced, like I wasn't able to do any of that. So that taught me a very valuable lesson in business, which is to focus on, don't just focus on like what you can actually make in the moment. Focus on the long term, right? Focus on the long term game plan, right? And if you want to be in a game for long, you want to make money consistently, you gotta think about not just for you gotta think about like your customers, you gotta think about the payment processor they're using. So right now what I'm doing is, every single product that we test, right, I do my best to make sure that this is a product that is not gonna get me like high chargeback rates, because I've been in the game for quite a while, so I kind of got a sense of like what's the product that's gonna like be really bad and what's the kind of product that's gonna be good to sell. So I typically want to look for products that I know is not gonna get me any issues with payment processors, because that's the main thing, right? If you don't get any issues with like payment processors, then you're probably not gonna get any issues on the platform. Especially if you're using a platform that supports the payment processor like Shopify payments and Shopify. If you get into issues with Shopify payments, that's gonna put your Shopify platform account on jeopardy. So you don't really wanna do that. So that really taught me to like just prioritize being patient in business. Don't just like be greedy, because it never really works out. And so what if I can't make like all these profits right now? It's fine, right? It's fine, because I'm gonna make it in the future anyway. It's still gonna come to me. And the cool thing is, if I actually build things up the right way, at least I know that it's gonna stay, right? It's not gonna be something that I feel like it's gonna, just like kind of like screw me over, like how screw myself over, getting the high chargeback rates and getting a lot of angry customers and returns, and it's just not a good business to work with. So the other thing I also want to share regarding Shopify that I feel is a little bit of a kind of like drawback, especially if you are very reliant on the platform. Shopify itself is a great platform. The usability is like probably the best among, like, I tried so many different platforms. The Shopify, I can tell you, is probably one of the best. They got all the functions that you need. It's like perfect for any like new drop. If you are new in the e-commerce space, you want to start a business, Shopify is the way to go, right? But it's also a downside of Shopify, right? So just now I was speaking from a very personal experience, but objectively, I'm gonna be very honest. Shopify is not, they don't really necessarily care about the merchants as much, right? So what I noticed with them is, if you're facing issues, a lot of times, right, the support, they don't actually help you with the stuff. I was like messaging this guy back and forth, so I was trying to get him to like help me, but this guy was like straight up just acting like he was helping me, and then he just literally just ignored me and ghosted me. So I was like, what the fuck is going on? The support team is not great, and unless you can really get like a rep to work with you on Shopify, like someone that is working inside of Shopify, that is like managing your accounts and making sure that things are going well for you. If you can get to the point, I think it's great. Otherwise, I feel like it's, because I faced so many times in my life, and I've seen like so many people that I work with whom are doing things 100% legit. They also got their stores shut down by Shopify for no reason, like literally no reason. Sometimes it just happens to them, it's just very unfortunate, but it happens. And when it happens, you probably won't get back your website, because they are like such a big company, they probably don't really care about you, it's just a small guy compared to them, right? So the other lesson that we can learn from this is not to be so reliant on the Shopify. Because for the past 4 years, I've been only using Shopify. I'm so used to the platform, I'm so attached to them. And when this happened, even though I knew that I should probably move on from Shopify, they kept banning me over and over again. But I kept like holding on to them just because I thought like, a part of me thought like, this is like the best platform, probably still the best platform, but I was afraid I wasn't able to get like other platforms to work as well as Shopify, right? So it really taught me to not be too reliant on platform. And when I actually went and tried like other platforms like Shopbase, which is a really great one, WooCommerce, although it's a little bit hard to use, but it still, it still works really well, especially if you have a lot of e-commerce experience, because it's kind of like tough to use in terms of the functionality and usability. There's also like, Wix e-commerce, but Wix generally I don't really like it. I tried it. Shopbase is great though. Shopbase is one of the platforms that I'm using right now to build my new e-commerce dropshipping websites, and they're really supported for dropshipping, so I really recommend them right now. But the point being is, you still wanna kind of like be more flexible, and if someone's if like Shopify wants to take you down, it's fine. Learn how to use another platform. Don't be too attached to them. And that's it. Yeah, that's all I have for you guys in this video. I hope this brought you guys some value. Don't make the same mistake that I did, and if you do intend to make the same mistakes that I'm gonna make, learn to be more flexible and involved with other platforms, so you can actually continue your sketchy e-commerce business online. And if you like this video, hit the like button, and yeah, let me know if you have any questions regarding this, because I know a lot of you guys may be worried, and maybe some of you actually have dealt with this issue before. Let me know what you thought about this video in the comment section box below. And if you're new to my YouTube channel, subscribe to my channel. That will help me a lot. I love you guys. See you in the next one.